just going to say it, y'all. Representation is everything. When we look at our medias, we want to see ourselves looking back. Warts and all. The lumpy and the frumpy. Our imperfections, misperceptions, even our introspections. I want to see my jiggly bits bouncing around on the screen. After all, at the end of the day, we all belong to the same race. The human race. I don't care if you're black, white, or purple. Hell, on the computer, most of us are purple, with big blobby arms and misshapen bodies, reaching across an oddly sized bulletin board and manifesting a light bulb across our heads. Yeah, we may all work from home, but together, je suis Memphis. Elvis voice, thank you very much. As with all things body posy, the corporate Memphis art movement has its share of detractors, but I sure as heck ain't one of them. When I read my favorite app's privacy policy, when I sign into my tenant's portal, when I thumb through a pamphlet about the end-of-life options for my pet, when my eyes wander towards the latest tax-funded mural on the side of an apartment complex while I sit in traffic, I see myself. And honey, daddy likey what he sees.
Welcome to the Millennial Excellence Show, officially called Millennial Excellence. My name is Miles. Joining me is Josiah, and the third person in the you room that we are addressing directly is you, the listener.
That's right, you. Yes, you. I saw your ears perk up. We're talking to you. And the thing that you've been thinking about doing, that you've been getting coded messages to do, this is your confirmation to do it. You will not face the consequences. So go ahead and destroy them.
Thank you on behalf of society for saying that. Well, before we get into the segment of the show, I think we probably should clear the air, although I am going to give you the space to stop me if there's anything burning in your throat that you want to get off your chest.
I appreciate that. I appreciate this consent-based model that we use for the show, and I consent for you to continue with the "we need a tagline" bit.
That's precisely right. And by bit, you mean a bit of the show, because this is not a joke. Folks, we've been doing the show for nearly a year now, and we don't have a tagline. And if this is your first time listening, each episode, the week prior, one of us has to kind of painstakingly research and formulate what could be a good tagline.
Yeah.
And the approach I'm taking this week, frankly, is pragmatic. If you will allow for that. And I think that some of the best companies...
You know, that's one of those words I have to look up. I don't remember what pragmatic... I don't have a very good vocabulary. We've talked about this before.
It just means, like, practical...
You also say anachronistic a lot, which I'm still kind of learning how to use. I want to use it naturally. I want to be like, oh, that was anachronistic of you. And someone will be like, God damn, he knows one of the words.
That would have to be, like... If you met a guy from 2020 and he was talking about Woke 2 already, that would be anachronistic. And that is the last time I'm going to mention Woke 2 ever in my life. So write that down and hold me to it. But yeah, so the tagline approach that I took is one of pragmaticism, because the best companies are scrappy. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of thinking, like... Functionally, how can we optimize our workflow as we do the show? And so the tagline I came up with is Millennial Excellence. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes. Just $5 a month at patreon.com/MILLEXCEL.
Just to clarify, it is the full name spelled out. That's another one of our issues, is that each platform has a different slug, as they call it in the biz. But I like that. I think that's pretty cool, actually. So you're saying you want to sort of fit in the parts of the show that you don't necessarily love doing or naturally gravitate towards into something that needs to be uttered each week.
Exactly.
Now, is this safe for me to poke and prod a little?
Before you do, let me continue to pitch it.
Okay.
Let me pull up my deck. So here's what this is doing.
Sorry, are you sharing your screen?
Could you give me permission?
I gotta talk to IT. Sorry. Continue.
Okay.
We'll figure it out next time.
So check out our Patreon, CTA, for exclusive episodes, value add, $5 a month, the price. So, and that's cheap. So it's anybody who has a price objection knows that we're delivering value.
Yeah.
Patreon.com, whatever, we'll deal with that. /millennial excellence, reinforcing the name of the show. So there's all these
created
different
a
components.
Self-contained world, really. There's almost a, I don't want to say funnel because that's obviously used for something else, but there is a sort of entire scalable language system that you've developed in this tagline.
What is the funnel used for?
I don't know. That's another one I don't really know. I just say it sometimes.
Putting liquids from one vessel to another?
True. I think you know more about the funnel than me. I'm talking marketing language.
Oh, I thought
I'm more of a creative.
I thought you were talking mixology. Or baking.
I love it. I love what you've done, and I think I just want to sort of... I just want to call out, and this is what we do when we're working. We do call outs, and someone says thanks for the call out. And when I first heard that, I thought that they meant that I was like doing a sort of woke one call out culture kind of thing, but they meant just like, oh, thanks for pointing out I'm not sharing my screen or whatever. I guess the sort of subtext of this is that I've noticed you don't really naturally plug the Patreon, and I could project that you don't want to, or just that you're too cool for it.
You noticed that.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing is, there are a few elephants in the room here with us right now. So I guess I'm just curious, like, why stop? Why not put all the things that you don't really care about doing for the show into the tagline?
I think that would be putting a hat on a hat.
Well, I've been out jingoed with it, so I can't beat that. I cannot beat the hat on hat retort because there's nothing to be said to that. So you succeeded in having this added to the official record of taglines. And we will be publishing a hardcover book of them on our 1-year anniversary.
Right. And maybe that could be a gift for patrons. That could be a surprise and delight gift.
Yeah, of hardcover book mailed to them.
Should we keep the passive aggressive train rolling?
Sure. Is being passive? Let's do free talk for a second. And this is a segment called Free Time, and it's before the other segments, but it's a segment called Free Time where I just want to ask you something without giving it a title or a name, but I'm just curious, and this is a real segment, so we need music for Free Time right now, please, Caleb.
Free Time.
Do you think that, first of all, I know that I'm passive aggressive, and I think I especially am passive aggressive when I have a podcast microphone in front of me, but I think that's also a Canadian thing. But do you think, is that also a Midwest thing to be passive aggressive?
I don't know.
Do we share, like, if in terms, I'm talking like broadly, in broad strokes, do we share this idea that we're nice, but secretly we're passive aggressive, or no?
I don't know. I do think, like, if there's a guy on the street and he has the option to be passive aggressive or active aggressive to me, as I'm to use the vocabulary of the day, passing him on the street.
Yeah,
I would prefer passive aggression over
aggression,
being assaulted.
straight up aggression. That's true. I was gonna say something about whether you were passing or being clocky, but I don't think I don't think that's my place to speak. But what is the opposite of passive aggression? I think
active pleasantness would be the sheer active passivity.
Yeah, like
active kindness.
Active kindness, but that sounds exhausting too, doesn't it? If someone was just like up in your grill,
I think
being all nice to you?
I think the correct thing is to just be a clear communicator about your grievances. I think the best thing is simply not to have grievances and just give people the benefit of the doubt, which is what I choose to do. But I have been known to be passive aggressive.
Well, because you're in denial about the fact that you do have grievances.
That could be the truth. That could be the truth. Yeah.
Free Talk. Well, this has been Free Talk, the segment called Free Talk. Now, what would you like to do next?
We're transitioning directly into the new segment called Trying to Impress Josiah.
Trying to impress Josiah.
Which, just to clarify, you said let's keep the passive aggression train going, so I'm guessing you're not actually trying to impress me. You're trying to point out that the things I'm impressed by are somehow wrong.
Yeah, I think there's some other... I was formulating this in the show, or before the show. Mm-hmm. I don't remember when I was planning to bring this up, but yes, I do think that there is something about something where we are trying to impose norms of communication either on each other or the audience, but I can't remember what.
Yeah.
But what I'm bringing to the table today, and what I think, for some reason I think it would please you, is I'm bringing a kind of, I hesitate to call it Larry David-esque, but just kind of like a complaint, kind of a social complaint about, grievance about
because and for some reason this
people casually operate in society.
And just to clarify, I harbor no ill will towards you whatsoever, but I think we are learning how to do this delicate dance together, which involves poking and prodding, as I've mentioned. And so not to be passive aggressive again, but it is quite rare that you text me during the day because you're quite busy, and that's no problem. But you did choose to text me this and tell me all about it already. And I didn't understand if that was a form of planning this, or if that's an interesting element as well, because...
Well, you actually gave me such a nice compliment, and I didn't rebuke it about my good memory. But I think that was off mic. That was off mic. That's a mnemonic device to write something down and send it and tell somebody so that they have my word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway.
But that's true, because I said before we started, I said you have an idea for any, and hopefully this is interesting to listen to.
It's not. But
before we started the show, I said you have a segment you told me about quite a while ago. Did you remember? And you said, yeah, of course I remembered. And I said, wow, Miles does remember. And some other, just actually real quick, I'm going to do actual radical honesty right now. This is a new segment, actual radical honesty. I am so forgetful, and I fuck everything up all the time. And we still get, I guess, what I call royalties from Blink-155. It's not a lot, but we still have some people listening to the Patreon, so a bit of money comes in. And I'm supposed to send Sam half of it, and I forget all the time. And it'll be months have gone by, and he's probably desperately needs it because he's flopping so hard in his life post-pod. He needs that little tiny bit of dough sent his way. And so a couple of times he's been like, hey, are you ever going to send me that money? I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot. That's just me. And so I projected onto you earlier in the show that you forgot to send the money, and it was just because I forgot that the notification goes to Sarah, not to me. So I've just assumed that you were as forgetful as me, and I want to apologize to you. I already did, I think, but that wasn't cool of me. But also, this is my actual radical honesty, is that I just assume that everyone forgets everything all the time.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
And I apologized.
So now the thing...
So I don't even get a response to my apology.
I recognize and accept your apology, as I did months ago. It wasn't a big deal. You just... and actually, to continue the trend of radical honesty, I wasn't offended by... You just checked in. You're just like, could you send me the money when you get the chance? And I said I already did. And I think you were more embarrassed by the fact that you didn't know than I was hurt. Because the level of hurt
I don't think you were hurt,
0.
but I assume that I've made you grumpy more times than you've let on.
I did not think that was any kind of transgression.
Oh, great. Okay, well then I rescind my apology.
Okay, good.
That was actual
respect that.
Radical honesty, and back into the new segment, which is passive aggressively.
Josiah.
Okay.
The new segment is trying to impress Josiah by realizing that you have something worth complaining about.
And again, I just want to... I'm trying to understand, just for my own sake. You are actually trying to impress me right now, or are you passive-aggressively communicating that these are the things I like, and then that is somehow a character flaw of mine?
No, I don't. I don't think it's a character flaw of yours. I think you just couldn't believe that I don't have any minor grievances.
Yeah, it's true.
But I thought of one, and it's when you ask someone how they've been, and they say living the dream. Because it's a complete conversation ender.
So you are So you is this IRL? Usually, people don't type this out, I don't think. Right?
Right. No.
People. So you go, hey, how are you? And someone says, living the dream, and then you're just like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, interesting. So you don't like it because... I think when you texted me this a week ago, you also said, like, what are you supposed to reply to that? How are you supposed to respond to that?
How do you... It's because it's clearly sarcastic.
Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily clearly sarcastic, because there was a guy... I may have talked about this before. I used to work with this really annoying guy who also, side note, was like, oh, I went to the coffee shop in Brooklyn and the guy from Howdy was working there. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm such a big fan of yours. He was like completely OCD obsessed with this like random indie band that I've never met a single other person who's listened to once in my life. HOVV.
Oh, my friend plays drums in that band.
Well, maybe your friend was the barista for my coworker, but...
He wasn't, but that's okay.
He used to start meetings with these horribly punishing long rants about how when you say Happy Friday on a Friday, it's well, actually, he would say when you say Happy Monday, it's obviously not happy. But he kind of made a good point. Like, Happy Monday started as a sort of sarcastic thing that you'd say, but then people started saying it on Friday, which is sincerely good if you subscribe to that, that the weekends are better than the week. But so I'm trying to understand if living the dream is a similar sort of inverted sarcastic remark that could go either way.
I think it could, but I guess grumpy people usually say it.
Right.
I don't know. Or it's like someone who's like currently at work. Yeah. Like a barista or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And so what you don't like about it is you want to keep going. Because also I feel like sometimes are there people like in life? Is there a hierarchy of people you'd like to talk to more and people you'd rather just talk to quickly and get it over with? Or would you prefer to have equal length conversation with anyone? Because for me, the kind of person who says living the dream, I'm like, thank God. I don't have to. The kind of person who says killing the dream, I would love to talk to about Amazing Core for hours on end. But if someone says, oh, living the dream, I'm like, nice. You're the kind of person who says that, and you just get me an out. Have a great day.
I guess I don't know. I would like to be a better conversationalist, I think. I think my proposal is like I would like to solve how to respond to that.
Right. I guess one way, because you don't want to be like super awkward.
Yeah.
Because I think what you need, what
would be a clever retort to flip that?
Be like, normally you're sleeping the dream. Normally the dream's when you're sleeping. I guess you're living when you're asleep too. Yeah.
I'm not. We'll put that in the bank.
You need to. Well, what you're trying to. The goal here. I don't have the answer. Contrary to what you might think, I don't have all the answers. But the goal here is to find out if they're being sarcastic or not. So what?
No, I don't think that's the goal. I think it's just how to keep it going from there.
Oh, how to keep... Okay.
Yeah.
What if you're like, I hope to get there one day, buddy?
That could be good. You could say, me too.
Yeah.
My dream was being here right now.
With you. It's hard not to get too flirty with it.
I just had this... Yeah, I had a prophetic dream where we would have this exact conversation.
Well, yeah, that depends what kind of... theology you subscribe to, because really if someone's going to be doing the gift of prophecy, it's important to have an interpreter present to make sure that it's not potentially blasphemous.
Trying to impress Josiah.
So the next segment I would like to move on to is this is a locals only update.
Locals only. Stay away.
With a sub-segment of the original style Radical Honesty, where I say something that isn't a big deal.
Okay.
So I went to the Indiana State Fair over the weekend.
Indiana?
Indiana. I stuttered because I almost said Indianapolis.
Okay.
It was in Indianapolis.
It wasn't. I wasn't trying to do the pronunciation
capital
table.
And county seat.
Just thought it could be funny
Marion County.
if there was a place where everyone who has signed an NDA lives there. Imagine the conversations they'd be having.
They'd be quite mum. And I was there, and that was fine. So if you're in the state of Indiana, you have, by the time you're hearing this, you'll have 2 more days to go to the Indiana State Fair, or you'll have to wait until next year. Yeah, great time. Cows, ice creams, foods, etc.
All of those things. Well, was there beef with the foods?
I actually ended up having bison.
Okay. Because I was going to say the cows and the ice cream, it's kind of the same, coming from the same place.
And then...
Radical honesty.
My radical honesty is that...
Wait, that was the locals only update, was just that you went somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's happening.
Okay.
And then my radical honesty is that there's a bunch of those new style AI signs where it's like has that like marker drawn splashes everywhere and those like little lines, and you see it with food a lot. Restaurants use it, and the signs looked really good in person.
Damn. So is your radical honesty that you are kind of fucking with AI posters?
I'm just saying they looked good. I'm not really fucking with them. I'm not like, I don't think they fuck. I don't think they go hard.
Right.
But they didn't look bad, especially compared to the old style fair advertising that was going on.
People are so afraid of AI that they overcorrect how much they hate some of it. Yeah. I think those burgers that look like they're made of worms look kind of cool. I don't think I'd eat them, but I want to tag on to locals only with my own take on Indianapolis, or on Indiana, which is I was scrolling Instagram as one is wont to do, and my friends and mutuals, the band Hinder, did a promoted post with these other bands about this big tour that they're doing. It's the Stained Break the Cycle 25th anniversary tour with Seether, Hoobastank, and Hinder is listed last. And I was just having a chuckle to myself at how kind of random some of these places are. I've never heard of Wantagh, New York, or Darien Center, New York, or Tinley Park, or Shakopee, or Thackerville. I have heard of Ontario, California, which has tickled me, but I noticed that one of the only dates that's sold out is in a place called Noblesville, Indiana. Sure. And there are real cities on here too, like Toronto, etc. So I just wanted to, get the... Do you think it tracks that Noblesville, Indiana would be one of the first places to sell out the Stained Seether Hoobastank
What
Hinder
I
tour?
will say about this and some of these other unrecognizable cities is that they are likely suburbs next to a major city that have enough land to have a large outdoor concert experience. So Noblesville is simply a suburb of Indianapolis. So the sellout here is a reflection of Indianapolis, not Noblesville per se, is what is my boring response to that question.
Okay, but don't you still think it's like interesting that Indianapolis would be the first place to sell out?
Well, it could be that it's a smaller venue. Ontario, Canada.
No, that's Ontario, California.
That's
in
Houston,
place.
Texas. So if we can find a thorough line between those three places.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm being classist a little bit, but I feel like, I guess Houston is not considered flyover country. Do you bristle at the phrase flyover country?
I think it's pretty stupid. Yeah, I think it's an annoying phrase.
Okay. Yeah, well, all right. I guess, unfortunately, you can't go to this because it's sold out in Noblesville, Indiana. But if
I bet I
else
could get tickets.
How much you want to bet? I feel like maybe you would go to this. You seem to be going to stuff a lot nowadays.
Yeah, I think we're missing this one. This is, I think we'll be missing this one. But yeah, going to stuff is fun.
I agree. I've been going to stuff lately too.
I didn't go for this reason, but there was a very accurate Fleetwood Mac cover band playing at the State Fair. And Busta Rhymes is playing this Thursday as well.
Oh, cool.
So
what's the Fleetwood Mac cover band called? Fleetwood Mac.
I wanted them to be called like Fakewood Mac or Fleetwood Whack or something like that, but no, they were called Tusk. Okay. And then when I was in the bathroom, some guy at the urinal was like, "The last time I saw a band called Tusk, it was like a blackened screamo band at Black Circle."
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of scene people in your orbit these days as well.
I mean, this guy was just at the urinal.
I noticed I was looking up show listings when I'm in the UK later this year, and I could travel to see Don Broco, which is pretty tempting, but
could be interesting.
We'll put a pin in that, and let's get started on the episode about Corporate Memphis, also known as Allegria. Miles, what do you think of Corporate Memphis / Allegria?
I liked it. I never really had a problem with it, especially when it first came out.
Me too.
Where do we start with this? No, I think I like it. I have zero problems whatsoever with this.
I feel like it just came and went too quickly. I feel like it was like we were just getting I also think it's one of those ones where I mentioned to Ned and Caleb that we're doing this episode, and Caleb rightfully was like, isn't this too recent to be a millennial excellence topic? But I think that this is a millennial buzzer beater. I think this is like our last contribution to the culture before we kind of had to take a back seat. And I think we've like established that, sure, all the graphic designers are going to move on quickly, but we got so many murals put up with these weird blobby people that are going to be up for like 10 or 15 years. And people will always remember millennials for it's kind of almost like a final statement from us. Like where we like blobby people, and I think also it came from. I feel like it started when they were having like fake Matisse line drawings in IKEA, where you could get it, and then it just it kept evolving. I mean, I'll show you who made it and everything, but no, I'm with you. I think it was kind of fun, and I kind of fuck with it. But let's find out what it is.
If you've ever used Google, Meta, YouTube, Shopify, Etsy, Slack, Duolingo, Zoom, Discord,
we're going to start with some crazy accents.
You're probably
by the way.
familiar with this art style. This art style is most commonly referred to as corporate Memphis, or sometimes Allegria, depending on the context that it's being used.
I didn't think it'd be pronounced Allegria.
Corporate Memphis normally features humanoid figures with abstract, simplified colour palettes and exaggerated features. The name Corporate Memphis was coined online after the Memphis Group, an Italian design group.
Yeah, so I don't know if you knew that, but the Memphis Group kind of did these.
I really don't see the connective thread between...
Me neither. And I think it's important that it's really hard to find content calling this Allegria or Allegria. There's mostly people calling it Corporate Memphis, which I think is a metaphor for something or like a representation of something, because they've named it Corporate Memphis, but then obviously because they've called it that, they're being bitchy about it all the time because it's like a bitchy name.
So how about this? And I'm going to open the aesthetic wiki later, but on Wikipedia, it says the name originated from an arena, an airy. Oh wait, you work for a different company.
Yeah, but I do know the arena folks. Yeah, it did. So exactly, someone clocked it, and then they made this little bitchy arena board. I was like, here's examples of Corporate Memphis, and people are just waiting for something to jump onto, which is why even recently taste slop has been bandied about as a phrase with people who like Noguchi lamps and the Rick Rubin book. Or I've seen people talk about core, which I can't quite wrap my head around on that one. It's too annoying for me to focus in. But
Allegria, on the other hand, is Facebook's official name for their art style.
Okay, there we go.
Adopted in 2017.
Yeah.
The nature and form
Facebook
of
started
Corporate
with
Memphis makes it
Allegria.
very easy to reproduce in digital design programs. Adobe Illustrator is normally the name that comes up.
So yeah, it's like vector art. I mean, everyone listening, if you can't picture it, you should just search Corporate Memphis. You'll immediately know what we mean.
Stop what you're doing right now.
Pull over, or don't even.
You imagine them driving.
Probably. I mean, we mix it loud enough that it will play over the. Seamus told me that they used to listen to Blink-155 in their car on long drives from Long Island, and it was mixed so poorly that it was impossible to hear over the hum of the car. But this one you should be able to hear. So if you haven't yet, try it while you're driving, honestly. So I think we can move on from this guy to this one. Why does every company use the same art style? And
take a look at these corporate artworks used by many different
voices just get
companies.
crazier and
they
crazier.
all share one thing in common, and that is that they are colourless, boring, flat, and meaningless. Now, this isn't a coincidence, because it's actually an entire art style called Corporate Memphis.
Wait.
And yes, I am aware of...
Let's rewind.
Yeah.
I need to read the entire thing.
Take a look at these corporate artworks used by many different companies. They all share one thing in common, and that is that they are colourless, boring...
Is she using the term colorless?
I'm confused by that too, because the last guy said that too. It's like they have a boring color scheme, but the point is that they're like childishly bright. Like they're so colorful. Yeah. They're joyful. They've got like the joy of life in them, I think. I'm confused by that too.
Flat and...
They are flat.
They're flat in the sense that it's two-dimensional. Meaningless, I don't really know what that is.
Meaningless is crazy. Because it's that, like, even if you're approaching it from a critical lens, which is easy to do, you could say it's communicating kind of like... It's
like directional. It like always has a message of some kind.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was...
in common. Continue. And that is that they are colourless, boring, flat, and meaningless. Now, this isn't a coincidence, because it's actually
honestly
an
can't
entire
tell if
art
this is like a
style
little
called
boy
corporate Memphis.
trying to do
And
a
yes,
South African accent or what, but
I am aware of how utterly dull it sounds.
I do think it's a boy. I think it's a child now that you mentioned
a child
it. I
trying to
thought-
be posh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Utterly dull.
One of the most hated art styles on the planet, but we're going to move on to that in a
Kinda
second.
reminds me
To
of
begin
that,
with, we need to understand
That like Gen X,
It's a little Slytherin.
the Gen
is,
X Harry
like-
Potter type guy that Hal Dottie showed us a few months ago.
Yeah. The bearded bard or
I can't remember.
the bearded veteran, dad bod veteran.
The dad bod veteran, yeah, he kind of talks like that.
that corporate Memphis usually features flat, minimalist, cartoon-like human figures, featuring bendy, disproportionate limbs, and non-representational skin tones like purple, blue, green, or yellow. It's meant to
Blue,
convey an
green,
image of
or yellow.
friendliness, playfulness, and diversity. It's also typically...
Now, you mentioned that you didn't want to ever say woke to again, but I do feel like people are projecting a little bit of resentment towards identity politics onto this, because I feel like it is in a sort of post Black Lives Matter mural diversity. One would argue run amok where there are non-existent colors of people, but I do feel like this is kind of like the end result of diverse messaging in marketing materials. Do you think?
Yeah, but it's like completely like risk-free projections of diversity where like people are literally purple.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like in
Yeah.
the straw man argument of like, I don't care if you're purple, just don't do it in front of my kids. Just kidding, I'm mixing them. Now check out this voice.
How do you see images like this? Some people say they're fun, colorful, and creative.
I don't know what's with the people
well,
who
others
are
like me
talking
say
about
they're
this.
soulless, artificial, and dystopian. It is called corporate Memphis, and once you notice it, you start seeing it everywhere.
What do you think of this guy's voice?
I actually, I'm not going to comment on people's voices, I think, unless they're really funny. But this guy
But the
sounds,
real-
I don't, what is, this guy is, whatever stupid ass video game this guy is streaming in the background.
Yeah,
It's not projecting, like, intellectual. He doesn't seem...
he doesn't seem like he has a
Very
design
bright.
degree. If it's someone with a design degree talking, I'm listening, because I do think this kind of this thing of a trend getting stale and then being picked apart by like a design expert is interesting to me. But when it's someone,
That's interesting. Yeah,
when it's someone
just a
playing
rant
like
god.
yeah, exactly. It does feel like he's talking about moist. I also want to ask, what do you think about the critique that this is soulless art?
Well, it's not art. It's like graphic design or illustration. Like it's purely functional imagery.
Right. It's
So
like
it's
a function.
like-
It's like part of marketing. And so to complain
Yeah.
that it's soulless is to complain that you want the ads to be good. You want someone's
You want ensouled capitalism. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then it's like, so whoever's doing the new corporate Memphis that looks kind of good right now, you want that to be completely ruined, of which of course it was with like claymation or like the wool stop motion tuft art and everything. I think Gap has like an in-house anime animator now making like just original anime for the Gap. So I think complaining that this is soulless is kind of missing the point. And what I like about it truly is that it is so scalable. Like you can just like go on a stock site like say vecteezy.com and you can just like download a bunch of guys and very easily, if you know how to use vectors, you can just like create scenes. Like I feel like there's so much missed opportunity here with actually really fun things you could do. Why isn't there like a snarky webcomic that's all corporate Memphis?
Why isn't there a snarky corporate Memphis
Yeah, I'm saying
webcomic?
like it would have been so easy to do, you know? It would have looked better than fucking Achewood, which looks like shit to me.
I think Achewood looks nice.
I don't like it. But my point is just, I do like how it's scalable. And I guess that's the next thing I want to show you is that people have sort of done like the edgy. So this is
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine in the corporate art style. So people do they like to go extremely edgy with it, but I don't know. I think it's it looks pretty nice to me still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like people say it looks like 2000s art comics, like Michael DeForge or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's very drawn and quarterly, which I think is nice to have in these places. So, it was originally designed as Allegria, however you want to say it, by a design agency called Buck. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you and play this video. And interesting enough, I think this was uploaded as being from the archives, and they put in the title 2017 to 2020. I think they're trying to hedge. They don't want their page to see. My guess with this upload is that they're trying to be don't blame us. We did this this is pre-COVID. We didn't know. But so I think these were actually created for Facebook's privacy policy, which doesn't make it kind of hilarious too, because obviously Meta has a very terrible reputation for their privacy and safety. I guess it was used for Facebook cover photos too. I guess there's no talking in this. But so this is the Allegria. I don't know. Also, there is a lot more diversity of even body shape. The legs are different here than they were in the other ones. I don't know. It's not all the same, is it? Any thoughts on this one? Are you here?
Saying diversity of body shape in this context is crazy.
That's true.
No, I think it's fun. I think having distorted limbs is fun. I think big arms and little head is a fun proportion.
Yeah. And I don't
have a problem with that.
To my, I don't even know what that was. Not a double entendre, but whatever I just did. There is actually elements of this that do point to sort of body inclusivity. I've seen a lot of different shapes, and it's a way to not sort of project what the ideal human body should look like because they're shaped. I think it's kind of cool in that sense.
Yeah, and I think it is an illustration style. I think it kind of it is kind of what is the alternative? Was the alternative to use human models, actors, stock models?
I think
in this
so.
Kind of thing?
Well, I think I worked at an agency around this time with big corporations, and I remember all the creative directors being yeah, we're not doing illustrations anymore. We're strictly moving to lifestyle photography. So they were wanting to set up these big lifestyle photography shoots because they would never use stock either. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what should we be pushing this against? What was the direct precedent for this?
That I'm not sure. And that's the thing. When this hit the scene, I feel it did hit hard. Maybe the Aesthetics Wiki has it.
I'm thinking about 1990s clip art, which is
right
similar, and you saw it in Microsoft Word or something. And the proportions of this figure are very similar. That I am just going to show you, and the listener who is in the room with us will simply have to imagine.
Oh, yeah, and this is kind of coming back as well. I think they call it World Coffee House now or some shit that. I just found
it still was super corporate. The imagery is literally very corporate, but the proportion is very similar. I just think the kind of hand drawnness of it was removed in favor of Adobe Illustrator optimization, but it's still communicating the same vibe, more or less.
Yeah, I think maybe this sort of Windows 3.0 era drawings that you have are Corel Draw or something. It has a little bit more of a rigidness that suggests when this came out, people were tech optimists, but also this art
Yeah.
isn't necessarily saying to you like, hey, trust us, we're your buddy. Whereas the new one is like kind of borrowing from...
It's way more approachable and like childish. Like the 90s style clip art reminds me of like, I'm going to vamp for a little bit while I Google.
You're going to vamp? I'd love to.
I'm actually going to need your help. Because I can't talk and think at the same time.
I'm
I
gonna
have
just
to do
play
one
this
before the other.
TED
Who's
Talk with the Buck designer
artist with the unibrow?
Oh,
Who's the lady artist with the unibrow?
Frida Kahlo.
Okay, thank you.
And this is the guy, creator of Corporate Memphis, talking to It's Nice That.
Okay, I'm going to continue my thought. The original, that global coffee house style clip art of like kind of strong looking workers in this universalist setting reminds me of Diego Rivera murals, who was, you feel me? Like there's, he was a labor rights communist.
Yeah, definitely. There's a little bit of that kind of like crunchy labor rights, whereas I think again, and I think it is like the context is making everyone so angry that the Corporate Memphis people hate it because they associate it with like Cambridge Analytica and pinkwashing brands and all this,
which is true.
It's valid.
Which is fine. Yeah,
it's valid, but it's also just like, I don't know. Also, there's like all these indie comics people. Like, do you think that Michael DeForge is making a living from his little doodles? Like, all these people probably would have loved to have it. Maybe not him because he's pretty woke, but a lot of these people would have loved to have jobs working, keeping it
Wait,
above.
Josiah, do you have a recently issued Canadian passport?
No, actually, I paid for.
Apparently, the Canadian passport features corporate Memphis style illustrations.
Oh shit! Really? Yeah. I mean, it's all over the airport. It's everywhere.
Since the beginning, back in 2003, I remember.
No, I don't have one of those. That's amazing.
There were 10 of us in a small little office in Koreatown, in LA, and now we are 250 people and growing. And
he's doing it. This guy from Buck Creative Agency is kind of talking with a certain millennialism we haven't clocked yet, where he is going in between words.
In LA, and now we are 250 people and growing.
Did you hear that? 250 people. We're 250 people and growing. I don't know. Maybe that's all we need from that video, but I do that too. I think it's maybe a bit of a fry going on. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think there's much that these Buck people have to offer, but they've gotten to do every design talk known to man over it. And to be clear, I do want to defend Corporate Memphis, but when I've learned about the agency that made it, I do feel annoyed for some reason. And I don't want to know about it. So the critique of it, this is interesting.
Hello, everyone.
Much like the guy earlier who was playing that shitty video game, there's like a lot of these like kind of anime drawing type people who do it. There's quite a few of these.
Kai and Kana, and then some warm-ups.
I think this is Bargain Spaceman's original characters.
And then eventually draw some muscles for practice. But here I'm drawing Kai, and then I draw Kana.
I don't like when people draw like this, when they make the little like mannequins and then draw over them.
And I don't either.
You need to do that.
I used to have like how to draw books where they would be like, start with a circle and then
I don't
draw
particularly like,
X where the nose will go. And I'm like, fuck that.
Fun collab that
draw a guy.
people were doing on Newgrounds, so I decided to join in to try it out because
So he draws like kind of realistic
style in terms of like shape.
He draws like crappy anime.
Like a little different.
Yeah, like crappy anime with like boobs and
I initially thought it was going to be easier
curves
or easy to
like pre-horny,
draw,
I think.
But it was.
But then he tried to turn his character into Corporate Memphis.
Do it because,
as you'll see,
I was surprised because a lot of the shapes are actually quite difficult to think about. And yeah, approaching it, like in a simplified way than I usually
I just liked
draw
this
is
video
pretty
because
difficult, and it took several attempts for me to draw. And
So
then
the corporate
eventually
Memphis version is literally
I
better
use
than
vectors for
his
the,
original.
the drawing.
And as he's saying,
and,
he's like,
yeah,
it's like when people are like, I could write pop songs if I want to, and then they try, or they're like, I could
Yeah.
write punk songs, and they try, and it sucks. He was like, this was way harder than I thought because it's so simple. Like, yeah, no shit.
Isn't corporate Memphis kind of like Adventure Time?
Oh yeah, that's true. When's that from? Does that predate it?
Just barely, but probably like they were all going to art school together.
It is kind of in the sense also that Adult Swim was like, make it as cheap and simple as possible so that we can make lots of it quickly. That's really interesting. So now I'm going to play you a really annoying video of someone reading a tweet that I think is interesting as a tweet, but unfortunately this is the best way to share
I
it.
can't believe I'm already nostalgic for corporate Memphis aesthetic. After all, a few months of small business, I slop poster aesthetic. The masses are already starting to realize the glory of big capital. Hashtag support big business. Hashtag don't shop local. Economic boycott. No small business. Okay, big
The
business.
Jeff Rosenstock poster made an appearance at the end. I thought this was interesting. Can't believe I'm already nostalgic for corporate Memphis aesthetic after only a few months of small business AI slot poster aesthetic. Now, I don't know if we can talk about what was said in Radical Honesty in the main
I think
app.
we should reference it now. Yeah, I think just wait till you see the AI slot posters like posted on the side of a building. They don't look bad in context. They
Right.
look fine. I'll say that.
Do you think they look better than corporate Memphis posters if they were on the side of a building?
Well, corporate Memphis posters don't advertise chicken sandwich deals and dog washes and stuff.
True.
I also, this is kind of weird. This is just like, this should have gone in locals only. There's like this Indianapolis AI Watch Instagram page where they just like slander like mom and pop businesses that
Right.
like randomly use this. And it's so fascinating to look at.
'Cause
Because it's
I-
just like the vitriol that
This
people
is-
have towards like,
So are you like, because I kind of, I think, deep down, I think I do empathize more with people who talk about how small business owners are evil as fuck. But are you more of a pro small business type of guy?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
think we should let the Guatemalan immigrants use AI to make their posters.
Right.
That's fine.
Well, it's all. I think for me, it's like it would be funnier to see what all of these small business owners tried to come up with on their own.
Well, they've been doing it for years and no one noticed.
Yeah, like we all know they're not going to be like letting you invoice them $100 an hour with your fucking graphic design degree to make a chicken sandwich poster. So that's where I think the argument falls apart. But I do think it's interesting. So there's kind of like a pre-AI slop that people complained about so much that made it easier for AI to happen. And I think corporate Memphis might have been one of them because all these brands were paying people a lot of money to make this art. And then everyone hated it. And so maybe that ushered in the era. And this, in defense of corporate Memphis, this is what this talk is about. We won't watch the whole thing.
My name is
We'll probably just watch
Crystal
till
Lauk, and
something
I am
funny
the
happens.
owner and creative director of Lauk House Agency here in San Francisco. And I'm here to give you a talk that I gave at ICON 2022, which was really, really awesome and fun.
I like thinking about
And
graphic
I'm
design,
here
but I don't
to
think I
talk
could go to a
about
graphic design
squirmy
talk.
subject.
Do you think you could?
So, as you can see here,
Yeah, I do well at these kind of things.
And also,
I'm
yeah, do you? Do you think they say living the dream at these? Probably not.
no, I
think that if you say how's it going with them, they're probably like, not too bad considering everything that's going on out there, or something like that. Sort of a knowing. This painting where the mom is eating her son or whatever. People love to do this corporate Memphis style. It kinda goes
Saturn
with
eating his son.
Yeah, it was Saturn. Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Epstein one I showed you? These kind of delicious satires of
I don't know. They don't amuse me.
This meme has been one of many memes.
It kind of cracked me up when I first saw it.
At a certain illustration style
I think
that has become very
this one is
ubiquitous
kind of good because
and
there's an
synonymous with
art
big
history
tech.
edge to
Yeah.
it.
Yes,
There's a
I am
ball nowhere
talking
element.
about
Yeah.
the ever famous corporate Memphis.
You're not really a ball knower if you know about
So
Jeffrey
I
Epstein.
got a whiff of corporate Memphis back in 2015 when I was on my last year of art school. I was working as an intern at a UI UX design agency.
I also think people are just
and I started seeing these
including
graphic
things that
illustrations
don't
pop
really
up in
feel like
tech
corporate
companies
Memphis to
early
me.
Yeah, it was just like fun doodles mixed in.
I guess she's makes a point. She actually has things linked
Startups.
to the
And
startup
I was
there
really
associated
excited
with.
about these.
But I still, this it
The
hasn't
one in the
codified.
middle and the
And
bottom
as fate
was
would have
reminded
it,
me of the
I got a
oblongs.
Facebook gig soon
Throwback to
after
the
I
adult
graduated,
animation
and
show.
Uber and a spattering of startups followed. And in a Medium blog
Crystal Locke
post
is
in
a
2016,
ball knower,
I
though.
write, I see tech embracing illustration and design as a call to
I
humanity.
think like 2 months ago
It's
we talked
also
about how it's
linked
annoying to
with
say ball
new
knower, and now I can't
opportunities.
stop saying it.
And I think
I
just seeing
noticed
kind
that.
of the limited
I liked when
career paths
people have been
of
saying ball
illustration
null.
at the time. This was awesome to me, and I was right in the heart of it. And soon after, there was a kind of a feeding frenzy of, awesome tech companies taking on
The
their
comments
own
are not
illustration
kind on this
design
one.
systems, and everybody
But-
wanted to kind of read and write about how to create them. And some of these companies.
The
obviously,
Dropbox
Facebook
one
was a
seems
big
different.
one.
It's more movement.
Uber, Intercom, Slack, Gusto.
Yeah, same with Intercom. There's more
And
of a
so
hand-drawn
after a
element.
2-year stint at Google Play, I started Loud House Agency and set out
What
to
was
put
Google Play?
our own corporate Memphis styles out.
I can't even remember. I think the Google store is called Google Play.
Oh, okay.
And I also love a lot of the illustrators who work at these big tech companies, and they really hone their craft and pave the path forward for functional, beautiful design.
At least they're not
at
making
these
like Fanta
companies.
graphics,
If
graphic
you
novels
look,
about being like a
are
porno
Dylan
creep.
Pisano,
That's what they're all
Vernon
about,
Land,
pretty
Leonard
much.
King and Camellia Neary, just to name a few.
Yeah,
then
I read
this
that
started
one.
happening.
Paying for it.
Feeding frenzy.
Yeah, or like
a lot
Joe
of
Matt.
open
Is that a different
source
guy? Peep Show? Maybe that's
illustrations
Johnny
that
Quarterly.
Just were
Yeah.
lazily designed, and of course, a lot of companies, a lot of startups started using these, and the environment just became so oversaturated with them. And this is where people.
I wish there was
got to
chapters in
see.
here. I want to know what her
And
defense
this is where
is.
corporate this particular flat graphic style.
Again, I
which
think it
kind
was
of
just like
all
such an
ended
easy
up
thing to
under
write
the
a
umbrella of corporate
a
Memphis.
wired freelancer was going to get
And
their
then
$200
soon
by being
all the
like,
think pieces
guess what?
came, and
There's a style
wanted
here.
to comment on how corporate Memphis.
I like
was the
this, like,
nexus of everything that we hate about society and tech.
Inside baseball, like look
And then
at
we
it,
reached
like
peak
being
level when
excited
this
about,
man,
like being a
Brian,
part
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
like
yeah.
exciting
First round,
underground corporate
design
Memphis
contest
scene,
earlier this
and like
year.
knowing all the names and the scene and rubbing elbows with them,
Along
and then
with
seeing,
the
and then
like-
the corporate Memphis like backlash and the corporate Memphis posers flood.
It's like any
And I have a problem with
documentary.
this
She's
because
like,
there's a
you should have
human
seen the
behind that
parties we had.
illustration. And we love what we do for a living. We're trying.
Here we go.
to
There's a
make
human
living,
behind
and
that
there's nothing
illustration.
shameful about success. And yes, corporate Memphis makes big tech companies look friendly, approachable, and concerned with human level interaction and community, which is largely the opposite of what they really are, as this quote says.
From Claire
but
Evans of the band Yacht.
Isn't it
Who is a
awesome
corporate
that
Memphis
illustration
collector?
is actually
What- like, why would-
empathy in
Yeah,
these
I think
products
she's
that we
must be
confused about
collecting it
that.
in a sort of
are
ironic
destined
way.
to use even more.
She's
through our
not-
But how do you
lifetimes and
collect it?
generations
Or is she
to
buying
come.
the original art?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, like
I think we live in an amazing time,
She's
a
going to
golden
the shows.
age of illustration, where companies are so interested and see the power of illustration.
Anyways, this is still getting a little bit too boostery for me. But in researching this episode, I found two really. I'm starting to really love when I find a new Reddit I didn't know existed. This one I'm just sharing on a technicality. This is called Fuck Allegria Art. 28,000 weekly visitors seems like quite a lot for this, but. This one we don't really need to talk about. This is the one I'm very excited about. Have you ever heard of a Reddit called The 10th Dentist? The 10th dentist is someone who sincerely or professionally disagree, there's a typo, disagree with the broad majority of people. So I guess when they say 9 out of 10 dentists agree, this is Reddit for the 10th dentist. Sort of contrarian. Do you know about this place?
I haven't seen this, no.
It's really good to me. So someone on the 10th dentist has written, corporate Memphis is my favorite art style. It's that geometric abstract stuff used by tech companies and others that has been described as soulless, dystopian, and other derogatory terms. I find the rich colors to give it lots of life. I enjoy the simplicity of its geometric designs. It's not noisy like other clip art that has faces, real or drawn. When I'm making a slideshow or poster, that's the kind of artwork I want to use. They said it's kind of solar punk, but more urbanist, which really appeals to me. And then, tell me how good. I don't know if you're in here or not, but I'm going to read this to you, and you tell me how Reddit this interaction is. So this is probably pretty normal. I think it got the reputation as a soulless corporate dystopian art style because of all the soulless dystopian corporations using it, someone says. And then someone who's deleted replied, yeah. Before Nazis used the swastika, it was used by Buddhists and Hindus to mean well-being, but now everyone hates it. If there was a scale of Reddit, where are we at right now?
We're off the charts Reddit. All of this. Just complete... Yeah, the complete escalation.
The fact also that their page is deleted. Maybe they started going to therapy.
What's Kurzgesagt?
Dunno.
I'm researching.
Someone said, yeah, it's kind of funny. When I was in first grade, I didn't know about Nazis or anything, and I just like drawing weird shapes, so I'd constantly draw swastikas on stuff. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess they're kind of saying what I said, too, is that it's combined with the context of what it's used for is what makes it bad, maybe. But so that's kind of the main juice of what I wanted to show you. And then of course, because it's such a loaded thing, there are a few songs named after or about corporate Memphis that I wanted to quickly show you. This one is by Noah Markham, who I don't know if I think he looks annoying or not in this picture. It kind of fits with this sort of post-Stones Throw music that he's making. I think you're also kind of gone on your own journey right now.
Well, what am I supposed to say?
What do you think of this picture?
It's kind of cool, but it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of like on the line.
This beat's okay, but I don't know. It's too jittery.
It's too jittery for you?
Yeah.
There's some big low end coming in. Now this is more of a techno song by Pseudo Dada with the I forget whose art this is. Duchamp, yeah. A clip art style rendering of the Duchamp urinal called Corporate Memphis. There's too many layers at once for me.
I know.
Personally. It's kind of whatever also. It's fine. It just sounds, it kind of sounds... Now this one is another one called Corporate Memphis by VHS Midnight Style, which
so this is all just like people who know about aesthetics.
Yeah, it's like people who
flexing their knowledge about aesthetics.
Although none of them have used Corporate Memphis in the art at all. Yeah, I think there's definitely people who like chase vibes, who learn, maybe they read the aesthetics wiki. But yeah, this one kind of is whatever. Now this one I thought was interesting. Maybe you'll like this one, even though I know, like me, you're a Corporate Memphis defender. First of all, the art for this is like OK Computer, kind of, but like made by a teenager. Like it's not very good. And then the lyrics, I'm going to paste them to you. The lyrics are really important. This is this is a band called Scarlet Street from their album No Alternative. And I think this is if you're going to critique Corporate Memphis, I like the idea of doing these teenage lyrics about how marketing is bad. With like a pounding alt rock song. Is it like Joyce Manor?
The vocals, yeah, the vocals are like, this part is.
Yeah.
But the guitar is not. The guitar is very weird.
Yeah. So they say marketing and sex appeal mixed to taste and digested. You're a liability, but you could be the next big thing. It's kind of just like generic corporations are bad type music.
Yeah, or like the idea that you're not going, like just claiming you're not going to sign to a major label as if that was on the table for you.
Yeah, which is like just, I mean, that's kind of makes it almost a classic, I would argue, anachronistic type song that it feels like it's from the 90s. Did I do that right? I hope so.
I think.
But yeah, like that's why even talking about like sex appeal, running the numbers, all this kind of stuff, that's none of this is corporate Memphis. I feel like they just like searched like bad marketing word 2023 or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit at all. And I heard you yawn, so I'm going to just play you one more song.
Thank you.
This one's really funny. This one is kind of really hitting the nail on the head. It's called Corporate Memphis Will Be Laid to Waste by Fourth. And I think they at least kind of reference the art in the style.
Yeah, I would say so. It's Facebook Blue.
I can't find the lyrics, but this is also the name of the album. That
is there lyrics on this?
Yeah, the lyrics are really funny. The beat sounds kind of cool.
46 Jeremiah could have never foresaw the effects of Canva on the urban scroll.
Don't be name dropping Canva in your song.
HR field, washed down with a sketch, sands, human feel. And who is the artist that's locked in their cage, tied to Adobe?
Like, what kind of music even is this?
I don't know, it sounds like cake.
Yeah, it does sound like cake.
Self-care guides as their intellect is siphoned to dress up.
When I hear stuff like this, I really want to side with the corporations. So I think I can just turn it down and we can close out the Corporate Memphis episode of Millennial Excellence. I didn't change my mind about it. I still think it was a fun little moment, and I think maybe it'll come back around again one day with a sort of new appreciation, but maybe it was parodied too hard with the Ghislaine, Epstein, and Saturn. But I like it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's millennial excellence for sure. I think it's great. I don't get pissed. I think when people say they get pissed, like at the subreddit you showed me where someone's like, my eyes are assaulted by this mural almost every day. Like, chill. Like, it's fine.
The murals are, like I said, that's what makes it millennial excellence. That's us leaving our mark. It's kind of the summation of our everything we did on the side of a building.
Oh, and it is the magic spoon.
Yes,
style.
Absolutely. Shoppy shop.
But that's fine.
But what does that mean about whether or not it's Reddit?
I think it's like top level Reddit. Like it's like board. People who sit on the board of Reddit. But I don't think the users care for it much.
Yeah. But maybe Allegria is not Reddit, but if you're calling it Corporate Memphis, you're kind of insulting it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe because I think you said being mad at it is.
I don't think it's Reddit really. But yeah, man, the way people just performatively hate it pisses me off. I think. Yeah, dude, it is millennial excellence. It's great.
You're pissed off.
Great.
You're pissed off about it. I'm impressed.
I work from home as I trawl through the company drive.
You can talk to squirrels with your mind. It's easy. You just look them right in the eye and think thoughts at them. or speak words at them, and they will instantly airdrop into their brain, not even translated into squirrel, just fully understood, fully formed thought messages. You can tell them hello, or go away, or come here, I have food for you, or you have a nice, beautiful tail, or maybe, how you've gotten fat, or there you are, my friend, I miss you, or tell me where your treasure is hidden in the trees. You can say anything, many things, all sorts of things to squirrels, and if you empty your mind, they can say things back. They might say hello, or go away, or come here, you have a nice beautiful hair on your head. Or maybe, my, how you've gotten fat this winter. Me too. Or, there you are, friend, I missed you. Or, tell me where you've hidden all the nuts. I know you keep every style and shape of nut. I know you hold it in your fortress. Do please share your spoils, kind sir. Cashews, walnuts, pistachios, french fries. Next time I see a squirrel, I won't send it a message. I will beam a memory into its head, so it can see something it never knew existed. A memory of walking the streets of Barcelona and coming across a wild cathedral or a big golden fountain, and show him what it's like to eat tiny deep-fried anchovies. Or maybe show them a beach at Lake Michigan, or the streets of Mumbai, or a documentary about big wave surfing. Or maybe I'll go home and watch all of Arrested Development, still thinking about the squirrel, and broadcasting the whole thing into the squirrel's head. Or at least one episode or 3 of Seinfeld or Breaking Bad. What would a squirrel like to see? A memory, perhaps, of scooping nuts out of barrels in the grocery store. Every kind of nut in 1-pound bags. And look, every kind of fruit, too, just across the room. And have they discovered the cheese right next to the fruit? Now, when I eat, I share this sensation telepathically with any creature willing to tune in to the frequency of every nut imaginable.